Welcome back to the Colorado Springs Business Podcast. My name is Andrew Hasley, and I am the host of the show. This is a show where I sit down with an entrepreneur or business owner once a week that is from Colorado Springs and doing business in Colorado Springs, and we discuss what they're doing with their business, what they're doing with the community, some of the struggles they've had with growing their business, and really just trying to learn and get to know the business owners and entrepreneurs in Colorado Springs better. And at the beginning of each episode, I have sponsorships, and on this episode, we have two sponsors. The first one being Alpha Plumbing and Heat. Go check them out for any plumbing and heat services that you might need. They're on Facebook, they're virtually on every social media platform. You can call the number right here. Call 719-204-8795 to hit up Alpha Plumbing and Heat and tell them that Andrew from the Colorado Springs Business Podcast sent you. Our second sponsor is Red Oak Exteriors. They are an exterior company doing roofing, siding, and solar panels and all exterior stuffs, and windows too. They do windows as well. I know that they are really well versed in the solar stuff, so if you're looking for any of those roofing, solar, siding, or window needs, hit up Red Oak Exteriors. Call 719-644-6960 to hit up Red Oak Exteriors and tell them Andrew from the Colorado Springs Business Podcast sent you. All right. So on today's episode of the Colorado Springs Business Podcast, I have on Rob Decker. He is a personal fitness coach, and he's the owner of Kingdom F.I.T. So let's get right into this episode. This is a weekly show where I interview business owners and entrepreneurs from Colorado Springs, in Colorado Springs, doing things in the community of Colorado Springs. I'm here with Rob Decker, and he runs actually, I'll let you explain the business that you run.
So I actually have it's a faith-based fitness facility. You don't have to be faith-based at all to come hang out with me. I have a strength training gym upstairs in my garage, and down here in the basement where we're at, I do like a lot of the trigger point massage, stretch, core work, stuff that doesn't require as much sweat because we have new carpet. Don't want to mess that up, but so I have like two parts of my gym here in the home, and we're also looking to expand it. So in a couple months, I'm going to be doing some other work in another facility. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, Kingdom F.I.T. was just, it was born out of, some stuff that had happened to me personally. Mm-hmm. I shared a little bit with you. 12 years ago, roughly 12 years ago, after a tragic accident, I broke my back, both my arms. I was told I was never going to walk again. And so through my process of healing, I had to get back into fitness in order to get off all the pain medication, because I knew that the pain would come from muscles that didn't work well, imbalances in my body. So I take all my personal experiences, all my education, all my certifications that I've gotten over time, and then I apply it to the individuals that I'm working with. So a lot of times it's not just the physical body that we're working on, but we're working with emotional stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of times what leads to like body image issues, it's deep-seated childhood stuff. And so what we do is we really try to open that up and try to address the personal issues in your life.
That's interesting.
So it's more than just, strength training. Yeah. You're developing relationships with each other. You're developing trust. You're in a safe place. You're in my home. And so for me, like, it's a whole health and wellness spectrum. Mm-hmm. It's not just lifting weights. There's so much more to it.
For sure. I think there's a lot of misconceptions with chiropractic work that kind of fall along similar to, because a lot of times chiropractic stuff, not that that's what you do, but a lot of times it's more than just it's mainly based on like the spine and the nervous system, but they kind of, there's like a whole health. A lot of chiropractors focus on the whole health.
There's a holistic approach that goes along with it, because you're also talking about nutrition and rest and recovery, right? And there's so many elements that go to healthy living.
For sure. Right? And I think that's interesting that you go on the emotional side and you dive deep on that stuff, because a lot of times people will get into a regimen of exercise, and then,
they down the line, fall off their regimen, and we want to figure out, well, why does that happen? And a lot of the times it does boil down, I think, to those emotional issues with childhood and stuff. I mean, am I right? Or
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like, why are you doing it?
yeah,
When I started working out, my working out was based on this persona of, if I look a certain way, I'll get respect. I need to be strong in case I get in tussles. I was doing it for all the wrong reasons. It was also a therapy for me. Fitness was definitely therapy for me, but I wasn't addressing the deep-seated internal issues, right?
for sure.
And so, you want to look at all of that as a whole, and you want to get people, the thing is that you get caught. Fitness is like life. You're going to get caught in like little ruts and stuff like that. And I'm here to help you, like, okay, well, this is what we do and how we can tweak that so that you can take it to another level,
For sure.
And so, there's a lot of that,
Nice.
comes along with it. So, yeah.
So how long have you been in business doing this?
Actually, we just got here in Colorado Springs 15 months ago.
Okay.
I worked at Lifetime Fitness for 8 months, and right before I had my daughter, or we had our daughter, I just realized what I had to offer was so much different than the corporate gym experience.
Okay.
And so I walked from the gym and just started my own facility here in my home about, 5 or 6 months ago.
Nice.
And it's...
So our businesses are similarly aged.
We are in the very infant stage
Yes.
of what we do. But, but I've been in fitness my whole life. Like, breaking my back 12 years ago was one thing. But, I've been a personal fitness trainer since I was 18.
Oh.
I'm 41 now.
Like doing it as like on the side?
As a job.
As a job,
Yeah,
okay.
my first job was at 24-hour Fitness in San Jose, California.
Okay.
It was my first personal training job, but I was at the age of 16 or 17. I was working the front desk at a gym as well. And plus I played sports at a pretty young age. And so that lifestyle was something that was just part of me. So I've
Sure.
been in the fitness realm for a very long time. And then breaking my back, you can read all the literature you want on fitness and health and helping people, but until for me personally, like, I connect better with people that have experienced it themselves. So when you're talking about emotional issues or back issues, which, I have all sorts of rods and screws and cages in my back, like, I actually had to live through that stuff, and I had to get my core stronger. And I understand the pain of growing and rehabilitating. And I did a lot of the rehabilitation on my own.
For sure.
And then with all the trigger point massage and stretch, like, I just was in the right place at the right time with a lot of people where I got to learn these cool tricks and tools that relieved dysfunction and pain in my body. And I wanted to learn it so that I could give it to other people.
For sure.
And so, I have an extensive history. My injury was probably the greatest gift in all of it, because I learned more about the human body than I could ever picking up a book.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Googling it. Or
Right. Google's got some good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So have you ever done it on the side ever? Like,
Yeah.
like personal training, I guess. I guess gyms offer that too, but I'm talking more like intimate kind of,
The one-on-one training. Well, back in California, I had my gym job, and then I had my side gym, job. When I worked for non-fitness related businesses, I worked for a student loan company. It was a consolidation company back in Irvine, California.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was training the owner of the company. So like, I've always been able to work with people, even if I wasn't in the fitness realm.
Mm-hmm.
We'd take our lunch breaks or whatever before, after work. At that same job, I actually helped a gentleman lose close to 100 pounds.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're definitely passionate about it.
Yeah, well, and then I ended up becoming the best man at his wedding.
Wow.
So Adrian, AJ, if you're watching.
Is that
love
the
you,
guy
bro.
who made this
That's Jim.
Okay.
So Jim actually is a great photographer. Jim McMahon is a mentor, a friend, a brother of mine here in the Springs.
Okay.
It's just one of those things where I met him at Lifetime Fitness and we just clicked, man. And he's been a huge supporter of my passion and my dream and my drive. And, I'm a sponsor for the Pikes Peak Pickleball Association.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, Jim was one of the catalysts that helped get me in that community. His girlfriend, Deborah, as well. And I work with, I've been training Deborah for, some time as well. And something that a lot of people don't know is I actually introduced them.
Oh, nice.
So I should get some Cupid points for that too. So, folks, I'm not only a personal trainer and like to heal people,
You're a matchmaker.
but I might make some matches out there. So,
Nice.
in case this all doesn't work,
Yeah. Do you get them so fit that they find a mate?
right?
But yeah, that's cool. That's interesting. So I know your business is still pretty new.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you've had your struggles. Any struggles you'd like to share and how you got over them?
I think when you're putting faith in your dream and your passion, you're taking chances because there's a lot of unanswered, questions, and there's always concerns, having such a young, my son's 2 years old, my daughter's 4 months old, and I quit my corporate gym job, in order to start my own situation. And, it's scary, but it's also invigorating at the same time. Like, dude, I'm going off on my own. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing it the way I want to do it. And, I want to work for myself, and I want to get paid the whole thing. I want to be able to, in a way, work less, get paid more so I can spend more time with my family. I mean, a lot of what I do is so that I can spend time with my wife and spend time with my kids and help raise my kids. It's tough sometimes working 40 hours a week and having all these quotas and just being stressed out, because then you become somewhat useless for your family. There's going to be sacrifice that takes place somewhere.
For sure.
And I don't want that to be my family. I'm very transparent about my life and my past and stuff. Like, I grew up in a household where, my dad worked 16 hours. And so when I wanted to go throw the ball with him, he wasn't available for me. And I mean, that's hard. All you wanted was your dad's time, and he didn't have that for you. And so for me, that's a huge benefit. Actually, the thing that I knew I was eventually going to go off on my own. But when it really happened was I came home from work one day and I was just exhausted. And Caleb comes up to me and he hands me his glove and his baseball. And he's like, "Dad, you throw with me?" And I just broke on the inside. I was exhausted, man. I was exhausted because I was doing this part-time. I was working, the corporate gym job and had all this stress and pressure of that. And in that moment, I was like, the time is now.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm not going to sacrifice any more time with my, not getting to spend time with my children. And so that was it. I went in the next day, told my boss, "Hey man, I'm putting in my 2-week notice."
Well, that's interesting that you say that, because I know a lot of times when people start a business, they actually end up working more hours.
Yeah.
But you're also in control of it too.
Well, yeah, I think what it worked for me, like, and the thing is in my industry, like, there's people that are going to follow you, because as a personal trainer, a lot of times it's not, or anyone that's in that kind of service job, it's not always about how much knowledge you have, even though, like, I have a good amount of knowledge and I have a lot of great experience. But you're developing relationships.
For sure.
It's about the relationships. And so, I was fortunate enough for people to follow me. And the truth is
without you reaching out to them.
Yeah.
Because I know sometimes that can break contracts. Like, with some employees will try to break off from a business they're working for and then try to take the. There's a lot of contracts involved in that, I think.
Well, yeah, and I think what happened for me when I was there, very early on, they knew that eventually I was going to go off on my own. That was a known fact. And you go about it and you want to do it in the most noble way. Like, you want to keep your integrity about it. And so, I put in my 2 weeks, and my goal was never to steal business from anybody.
For sure.
It was, but who follows you follows you. It's like, it's about that relationship. And, I made sure everyone, did what they were supposed to do as far as their contracts go. It doesn't always end up smoothly, because it didn't, it didn't always. Yeah. There was one bad situation, but
that happens. That's part of business.
That's for another podcast, but
we don't need to get into that.
Right. Because they charge a certain amount and my overhead's lower, like I can have them train with me. I can charge my client less, and then I can get paid more.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Right.
There's less people, no middleman.
Right. And so now I can work less, get paid a little bit more. And, coming from California, it's hard to live there and be able to afford anything without working a lot. Like, I had my job, my wife had her job. So we both had full-time jobs. And then I had my side fitness job, right? Just to live in a 1-bedroom apartment. Yeah. But the beautiful thing to live in California is that you learn how to live with what you have to pay all your bills, right? Then you come out here, things seem a little bit more affordable. So even when you're starting a business and you don't have a lot, well, California was my boot camp.
It's like your ankle aches.
Right? The challenge is always in starting, the company is, building it up and stuff like that. But as far as, the step back financially, I actually made more money going off on my own because of the approach.
That's awesome.
You
were set up pretty well. You made sure that you weren't just diving into nothingness.
And I had the right people in my corner. Truth be told, so everything that's been done in my basement, the paint, the carpet, all the equipment, in my garage, all the sheetrock, the insulation, the paint, the work that was done to throw all that stuff up, the equipment in there was all donated to me.
I was going to say, did you already have all that equipment?
Most of it, no.
Wow.
So some of it I brought with me. But the thing is that so many people believed in what I was doing, and they saw my passion, vision behind it.
That's beautiful.
That they either gave me money, they gave me the time, the work done. They bought me equipment. People from California were donating. My barber actually set up a GoFundMe behind my back on Facebook. Yeah. And collected a bunch of money for me to start my own, because he believed in what I was doing.
That's awesome.
Frankie Russo, you're the man. I love you, bro. Yeah. And then a lot of my clients, one of my clients, Tiffany, she, spent a good chunk of change. Her friends were moving out of the area, had all this fitness equipment. So she bought it for me. And then when I get there to get it, the guy's just like, hey, bro, if it's fitness related, just take it. So I ended up getting even more equipment than I was initially anticipating. So I'll say that I know that I'm on the right path and doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Because, thousands and thousands of dollars that I didn't have, other people have poured into this.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
And so, yeah. So
That's kind of like getting, investors.
Yeah, absolutely.
But and they believed in you, so they were investing in you. That's cool, man.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, when you're in the right spot in the right position, people and you have the right story too.
Yeah.
But what was the initial? What do you think inspired people to want to help?
Well, I think that they really saw my heart behind it all. So for me, again, I use fitness as a tool to help people, and me learning how to walk and get off all the medications and all the drugs and the alcohol, fitness was a tool to do that, to be able to get stronger, to feel good about yourself, to move well. You break your back and your arms and all, you don't move well at all. And, if you sprain your ankle and you have to hobble for 2 weeks, life just sucks, right? And that impacts you mentally and spiritually and emotionally, right?
Sure.
Your life has just changed and you just sprained your ankle, and I think that a lot of us deal with, the back problems, the hip problems, the ankles, the knees, the shoulders, right? And, I came along and I showed people like, hey, you can feel better. But people need someone to believe in them as well. Because truth be told, like I worked with and I work with a woman who was on a bunch of medications, going to surgeons, pharmacies, physical therapy, doctors, and they're all like trying to medicate her and like, put surgery on her and stuff like that. And so she gave personal training a shot. She's like, I'm at the end of my rope. Let's give that a shot. And within 10 minutes, I was able to relieve a lot of her pain.
Wow.
And she was able to get off the medication.
Through those techniques that you've learned through?
Through my stuff, right? And a lot of what we have is just dysfunction and imbalance in the muscles.
Okay.
And so if you can release that and kind of reprogram the body on how to move properly when things have been released or fixed, like fixing anything, but like, you give relief to people, and then when they move better, they feel better, and that's what you're trying to provide. And with a lot of my clients, we get into these deep personal conversations, and because of everything I've been through in my life, I can share with how I got out of the drugs and the alcohol and off the pain medications and dealing with a broken back and coming back from those things. And, there's just so much to it, again, fitness for me is just a great tool in the grand scheme of things.
For sure.
Yeah.
So where do you think a year from now your business will be?
Oh man, or
where do you want it to be?
Well, I already have faith that it's going to be in a place that I can't even recognize right now.
Well, I mean, some people like want to go to, not to cut you off, but some people want to go to like really big dreams, and some people actually just want to keep it, medium.
I got you. No, I'm so with you, man. I'm not trying to open up a big corporate gym where everyone has a membership and comes in. Like for me, the personal stuff, the one-on-one, like this is what it's all about. What you and I are doing right now is what it's all about. So for me, I mean, I would never want to blow up too big, but I also do speaking. Like I go to churches, and I've been to personal growth seminars that had nothing to do with my story, but I was still asked to come and share my story. Kingdom Fit as a whole is going to be more than fitness. The fit actually stands for faith and training, and your faith is greater than just, you getting in good shape and having abs, right? We're digging deeper and developing more. And so, there's going to be more speaking engagements. There's going to be more podcasts, more articles, on my website, robdeckerspeaks.com, I have articles. I've been in a book, magazines, nutrition magazines.
Do you think you want to focus more on the personal branding than or
Yeah.
Because that's still business building, and that.
Yeah. I mean, for me, ultimately, I want to share my story and share my love for my faith and my fitness. Like, I just want to share it all because if anyone can take anything away from my story and my passion for fitness and apply it to themselves, if I can make a positive difference in someone's life, that's what it's all about. So I can see, the speaking engagements growing, the possibility of a book coming out,
nice.
And just working on the podcast and my fitness. And, in like about 2 months, I am supposed to, it's at the very beginning stages, but working with another trainer in a facility in a different part of town so that I can kind of spread out.
Under the same brand of your company?
That has yet to be determined. So I have to sit down with the other trainer and kind of see where his head is, his mission, his visions. But if we have a similar mission and vision, I would love to carry the name.
For sure.
I love my name. I love the logo. I love what it's all about. If not, I'm just going to be that within that.
So you kind of, the option to grow it with other trainers is there, but you kind of are focused on mainly just it being a soulpreneur kind of thing, or?
Well, you know what? I don't know.
Okay.
The truth is, if I can, whatever, the beautiful thing about life, I mean, you're so young, bro. So, whippersnapper. But the truth is in life, like, the fun parts of it are the big surprises that are ahead, the things that you can't calculate.
Yeah.
I know which direction I'm going. If there are other like-minded trainers that want to get in and do what I'm doing, because ultimately what I'm doing is wanting to make an impact on a community of people that really need help in different realms.
I think a company with that message and that brand and that culture could help provide that. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and that's my heart behind the whole thing. And so, if there's, and I know plenty of trainers that have similar-ish backgrounds as me or similar visions, we can all come together and grow this thing and really change a community. I never believed that this was supposed to be a solo mission. My story is my story, and I share it to help others. But, to bring other like-minded individuals into the picture because we all want to make a difference, that's ultimately, because it's not about my shine. It's not about glorifying myself at all. It's all about how can we make this help for a community and improve the mental, emotional, spiritual, physical health of the people around us, so that when you do that, they become better mothers and fathers and coworkers and sons and daughters, and lifting each other up. You want to be able to help people grow and then watch them help people grow.
Yeah, that's how you multiply it, and that's how you. It's kind of like that. What's that thing? I forget the name of it, or that saying where you. I don't even know. I don't know.
You're good. So, I grew up listening to a lot of hip hop, a lot of rap,
Okay.
I'm sure Tupac died when you were like 2. But
Something like that.
Tupac. So Tupac was a guy that I grew. He was a very revolutionary type individual for my young mind at that time. I really admired him. But he used to say something in his music about one person changes 2 people, 2
That's kind of what I'm going.
Yeah. I sense where you're going. So 2 changes 4, and I'm sure he read it in a book, right?
Yeah.
And then 4 changes 8, and it multiplies.
And Frank Sinclair said it in his documentary that I helped him film. He said something like that. The people we help. How it goes, yeah.
Well, Frank Sinclair is an amazing man with an amazing heart and a great story. He was over here one day. And,
nice.
Gave me a little bit of a hard time from moving here from California and clogging up his town, right?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Frank, I'm coming for you. Yeah, shots fired, buddy. But great guy, amazing guy with a great heart, and I love him, and I love everything that he does, and so, yeah, amazing guy. And ultimately, I think he's doing the same thing. It's like, well, how can I help people, build people up, get what they do out there that helps other people, so that we're all just helping each other.
It's cool as my company, like, that's kind of my mission in a way too, because I want to help companies who have good stories tell that stories, and that allows them to help more people, because video is a very powerful tool that can really
absolutely. Well, you have access to social media, and I'm sure you use it way better than I do. You could probably reprogram social media. I just hit, but I'm good. Send.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that being able to use social media and that stuff to kind of get your message out there. And when you have a young guy like you that's sharp at what you do, like, you help guys like me be able to send out the message so that we can help more people. And it helps each other. We help each other,
For sure.
Who wouldn't want to be like, man, the dude that just helped Rob plug his stuff, I need to get with that guy.
Nice.
Right? Well, that's how it works. It should be, right? That's how it should be. So.
For sure. And that's how it is. And a lot of people don't realize that's how it is, and that they get stuck in a negative mindset.
Right.
And that's just, I guess, pessimism. It happens, though. I've been through pessimistic times.
We all get stuck in our stuff, right? I think one of my biggest struggles is, like, my mind moves so fast, and, like, all this should be done, right? And if it doesn't go your way or at your pace, you start tripping on it.
Yeah.
You start getting in your head, and yeah.
Yeah, it's part of it.
It's a waste of energy.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Right?
Definitely a waste of energy. The faster you can get out.
But we all do it.
Yeah.
We're all guilty, so yeah.
Well, man, I think this about wraps up the podcast. Anything you'd like to add? Anything you'd like to let people know?
No, I'm just very grateful for the opportunity to be able to share what I do with other people, and I do have a heart for people and helping people, and It's more than fitness for me. So, I mean, if someone, you know, I'm a faith-based, I'm a Christian guy. Truth is, man, like I'm not here to impose all that on you, right? This is just part of who I am and my structure. And if you are of a different faith, or, you know, if whatever you got going on seems to conflict with what I believe, because we've all made that assumption, you're welcome. You're welcome here. And, you know, it's bigger than that. It's love, man. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to love on people, watch them grow. And that's my mission in all this. So I don't care what walk of life or what you've been through or what you're struggling. You know, I come out of drugs and addiction, you know, and a lot of times, like, you know, we got to find something to replace that. And fitness is great for that. But also knowing that you have someone you can talk to, because I've probably been through it, you know. I think what's really cool about what I do is, you know, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a pastor. I don't have these extensive education in any of those fields. But I will tell you this, I don't think much trumps life experience.
You know, it's funny you used the word Trump.
Yeah,
because as you were going with that, that's why a lot of people voted for Trump. It's because he wasn't political.
He's a businessman, man. But yeah, you know, everyone has. I have great life experiences, and I've been able to come out of the gutter, and I want to share those experiences with other people, and really work on all these aspects of your life. And you know, my style may not work for everybody, and I understand that. You know, and that's okay.
For sure.
But, you know, just know that there are people out there that really want to help. And for me, fitness is that doorway to do that. You know, I love working with people, young guys that, you know, I think being a young guy in this generation is really tough, you know. And so a lot of us are fatherless. A lot of us have been through some kind of drug addiction, abuse, isolation, and I understand all that stuff, you know. And so sometimes you just need a friend, sometimes you need a workout partner, you know, and I can provide all that.
Nice.
You know, so I guess those are my final words.
Cool, man. Well, the camera shut off already. It records at 30 minutes, so that
really?
That was perfect.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Just shut. Oh, that's cool.
Well, it only records up to 30 minutes, so it shuts off. It's like a manufacturing thing. They don't want to overheat the camera or something.
Oh, for sure.
But you can actually hack your camera and make it record longer, but I don't know if that's a wise idea.
You don't want to burn out.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's cool. Well, hopefully we got everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, the audio's still going, so
okay, cool.
That's all gravy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I
man.
just want everyone to get the whole message, you know what I'm saying? And yeah.
No, everything's there, and it's still going. If you have anything in the house there.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm just, you know, the whole camera thing just kind of got me, so.
Oh, no, you're good.
Yeah.
It stopped about 3 minutes ago, so.
Okay.
So we're all good.
Okay.
And, you know, the main thing is the video is still going to be there. And wherever people want to listen to this, they can listen to this. They can watch this on YouTube if you're listening to this on the podcast, because it's a video podcast now, too.
Yeah, for sure.
And, well, Rob, it was great talking to you, man. Great getting to know you a little better in your business and what you're doing out here. And look forward to seeing you around.
Yeah, man. Well, I look forward to working on you. And really quick, if anyone needs to, like, I have a website. And Kingdom F.I.T is on that website, along with other materials. I was talking about the books, the magazines, stories, and all that kind of stuff. But robdeckerspeaks.com is my website. So,
all right, robdeckerspeaks.com.
Right. So
and Kingdom
F.I.T is within that.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, my story helps a lot of people. So even if you never spend a day training with me, you know, maybe that story will help someone that you know.
For sure.
So, yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'll talk to you later. It's like we're leaving.
Yeah, man. See you, bro.
All right, that's all for this episode of the Colorado Springs Business Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you check out our sponsors, Alpha Elite Plumbing and Heat and Red Oak Exteriors. If you would like to be a guest on this show and are a business owner and entrepreneur in Colorado Springs, let me know. If you guys could also subscribe to this on whatever platform, podcast, Facebook page, YouTube, that you listen to it on, that would be awesome. And leave a comment and a review. That would be really cool too, especially the reviews on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Google Podcasts. That really helps us get ranked And only leave a review if you really love the show though. So I really want it to be an honest, truthful review. Yeah, that's all for this episode of the Colorado Springs Business Podcast.